Got to church an hour early to park a block away, but I'm thinking only good thoughts, tomorrow's Christmas Day. Open up my car door, step in a slushy puddle of leaves, but I'm thinking only good thoughts, going to church on Christmas Eve. There's a manger in the corner, I can hear the Christmas bells. There's a man who can't stop coughing, so I get out my Purell. The service is not half over when a group decides to leave. I hear them talk the whole way out in church on Christmas Eve. The pew holds 18 people, but we're up to 23. I see a lot of strangers in church on Christmas Eve. I think they're using incense, but there's no incense yet. It's the guy who can't stop coughing, he's popping a Sucret. It's not the ringing cell phone that gets me so upset. It's that the person took the call and still is talking yet. Well, church is almost over, and I forgot to pray, thinking maybe next year going to church on Christmas Day.
One, two, three.
When I get up in the morning, got my surfboard in reach, I load it into my van and head on out to the beach. And when I get to the beach, I lay my towel on the sand. I turn my transistor on to hear my favorite band. I've got surf fever for kids of all ages. Surf fever, it's very contagious. Surf fever, it's really outrageous. Surf, 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 surf fever. Sometimes I sit and relax just like an old mother hen, but when the waves are just right, you'll see me out hanging 10. I've got surf fever for kids of all ages. Surf fever, it's very contagious. Surf fever, it's really outrageous. Surf, 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 surf fever. Well, if the weather gets cold or it starts to rain, we'll sit around the burger stand. But when the sun comes out, we'll be back again to ride the waves just like we planned. So if you treasure your pleasure and you love to have fun, I'll see you out by the water and the sand and the sun. We'll catch surf fever for kids of all ages. Surf fever, it's very contagious. Surf fever, it's really outrageous. Surf, 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 surf fever. If the weather gets cold or it starts to rain, we'll sit around the burger stand. But when the sun comes out, we'll be back again to ride the waves just like we planned. So if you treasure your pleasure and you love to have fun, I'll see you out by the water and the sand and the sun. We'll catch surf fever for kids of all ages. Surf fever, it's very contagious. Surf fever, it's really outrageous. Surf, 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 surf fever. Surf, 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 surf fever.
He was born on the streets of your basic urban city, from the living, leaking fluids on the road. Transmission fluid, antifreeze, battery acid, gasoline, and the wet and freezing slushiness of snow. When some careless passer spilled his vending machine coffee, it caused a mutant life to start to grow. He's He's an adamant contaminant. He's toxo, a hazardous waste slush puddle. He's chemically unstable. He's really quite acidic. He's 7 parts per million short of being carcinogenic. He's toxo, the hazardous waste slush puddle. Well, they tried to take a fire hose and flush him down the sewer, but toxo, he just wasn't gonna go. Then they tried to mop him up, but the mop disintegrated. Toxo sat there in the falling snow. He wouldn't flow, he wouldn't freeze, he wouldn't ripple in the breeze, just sat there with an eerie muddy glow. He's an adamant contaminant. He's toxo, the hazardous waste slush puddle. He's chemically unstable. He's really quite acidic. He's 7 parts per million short of being carcinogenic. He's toxo, the hazardous waste slush puddle. Well, as you might expect, a ton of bureaucrats arrived and argued over who had jurisdiction. And the locals got frustrated because nothing was resolved. But luckily the bureaucrats stepped in too close to toxo, and they were accidentally dissolved. Few actions are endearing as reducing the bureaucracy to a smoldering mass of semi-human man. Now toxo is a hero, his location is a shrine, and his legend is known all throughout the land. Still today, old toxo dissolves government officials as a public service anytime he can. He's an adamant contaminant. He's toxo, the hazardous waste slush puddle. He's chemically unstable. He's really quite acidic. He's 7 parts per million short of being carcinogenic. He's toxo, the hazardous waste slush puddle. When you look out the window and you see the snow, and the temp in your house is a little low, make your kids and your pets sit back a bit and hope the wiring in your house is adequate. Space heater, space heater, space heater, space heater. There's no need to have a chimney flue, but its 1500 watts might blow a fuse. It'll make you feel like it's a day in June. It's like a giant open toaster in your living room. Space heater, space heater, space heater, space heater. You'll be freezing in the back and burning on your face like a frozen dinner in a microwave. It can weld metal and can grill a steak, but even suicide bombers think that they're unsafe. If you really want to live life dangerously, you can go with a heater fueled by kerosene. When you need heat, is there something better? Well, okay, I suppose you could wear a sweater. Space heater, space heater, space heater, space heater.